And welcome to the Circle of Love and Light. I'm your host, Dr. Jane Mountrose, and I'm here with my wonderful co-host, Loola Mora. We're both coaches, healers, and guides, and more. Have our own individual specialties. This week, we're going to play with oracle cards and opening to what's up with an oracle reading. Our intention is to access some of the guidance that's of value for people like us, people in the circle of love and light, coaches, healers, light workers, way showers, those kinds of people. So we're also preparing to move into the month of September, which brings us into, we're transitioning in that month into a new season. So I think there's a lot that we could gain from this. We'll have to see. It's always a mystery if you just keep it the topic somewhat open. And we're also going to use Radley Valentine's Angel Wisdom Tarot and connect with an archangel. We haven't done that for a while, so I thought that would be fun. Both of us use oracle cards to enhance our spiritual growth, and I would say also just quality of life. It just makes life so much more magical and mystical, and brings in insights. I think it does help us to develop our intuition and also creative thinking, because you have a card and it says something and you think, well, how does this relate to me? And you want to be creative about it, not just thinking, well, I have to pay attention to everything that's there. That's not how it is. You're looking for what's there for you and what that means. So it's really exciting. It's also, I think, really important for us at this time to make connections with beings like the archangels and the masters and nature spirits. All of these beings, they're around us all the time. And most of the time don't pay much or any attention at all to them. It's my feeling that we're rising actually into a higher dimension where they are part of our daily life. So we can start now. And that's very, very exciting. So with that in mind, I want to thank you for being here. I need to put up the chat so I can see it. There's Sharon. Hi, Sharon Williamson's here. Sharon. Thank you for joining us. As always, thank you for joining us and being a beacon of love and light for the world. I think it's one of the best things any of us can do. And it's a way that we can heal and grow ourselves. We build more light, a higher vibration, which actually does make everything better. And we stand up as beacons for the world. So what could be better? Anyhow, I want to remind you, if you're with us, to please say hi. Let us know where you're from if you're new, and feel free to comment or add questions, whatever occurs to you. We love to connect and interact. Before we start, there's one more thing also that I like to do every time, and it's just stop everything for a moment. If you can close your eyes, if you're in a safe place, close your eyes, and we're just going to take a few beautiful breaths of light from the universe around us. Just the perfect breath of love, light, happiness, joy, thankfulness, whatever it is that's right for you in this moment. So taking these nice, full, nurturing breaths. And just also envision yourself coming more into your body in the moment. And letting go on the exhale too, and let go of some of those burdens we carry. It feels so good. Okay, and with that, I'd like to turn to you, Loola, and ask you to share a little bit about your perspective on all of this with the oracles and everything.
You know, Jane, I was listening to you and I felt so inspired, actually, because what I'm experiencing right now in my life is that every time that I get more value and time for that connection, I actually am getting more of that. So I can actually feel it, smell it, you know,
Right. Yeah.
express it. And oracles has been like, for me, from a very actually young age, you know, I think was the first, one of the first ways I started like connecting with what is without needing to have control of it, you know. So was beautiful because actually the first one that I actually got in my hands was is in Spanish. Actually, I got it in Colombia, and a cousin gave it to me, and is one of the Doreen Virtues, one
Virtues.
of
Yeah.
Virtues of the Angels. And for me was already like a ritual to get like some kind of booster, insight, direction, magic. No, I was like connecting with it. So today that I have like lived other experiences, that I have deepened in my spiritual growth, and that actually I help people in their journeys too, oracles are bringing a lot of that momentum for us to really keep exploring, and that connection that you were mentioning. So it's really profound, and I feel how it's expanding. And
They are
you
very expansive. Yeah, and also we're
exactly
talking about using selective decks of
agree.
oracle cards that have consciousness behind them that is conducive to where we
Exactly.
want to be too. And Babs is here, by the way. Hi,
Hi,
Babs.
Babs.
Wonderful to see
So
you.
yeah, the experience has been very rich, I will say. Because
It is, and I think, like you said, it gets better and better. And I've gotten so I try sometimes to come up with something that I think I couldn't possibly get a valuable message from an oracle card on, and I do it, and I always get something of value from it. It's just amazing. And Susan Carey's here. Hi, Susan.
Hi,
From
Susan.
Canada. I just actually talked with her this morning about oracle cards, by the way.
You see, and is actually you start having a connection with your deck, with the
Yes.
way you communicate, the way you receive the information, because as you mentioned before, is a message, but is how that specific message touches me, or
Right.
can give me some insight or guidance in this moment of my life. So each of us is going to integrate or get that information completely different.
Right. Exactly.
You
So
know,
even with the reading we have today, it's not like the same thing for everybody. And that's so interesting.
but we are at the same group of energy at the same time. It's like the soul, and how it like goes like in other layers, and how we are part of the whole. I feel is represented in this way, how oracles through the synchronicity, and how the information is downloaded, and everyone can like get what needs to get from the message, you know.
Right.
And as I was mentioning, every time gets more is more magic. For example, yesterday, after a session with the client, at the end, she was like, I think I would love to have some kind of meditation. And then she was like, but you have brought a lot at the end, some oracle readings. Let's do it again instead of the meditation. And then I said, like, okay, and let's connect with what we are actually talking about, the issue, and bring that energy of the card. And the cards, we use the Akashic Tarot, and that one has two, the major arcana and the minor arcana. So we have like the big picture that is the major arcana, and something more specific that we can actually explore through the minor arcana. One of the cards that we got, or she got, was the Queen of Roses. And during the day, Jane, I was in front of red roses all the time. Was so magical, like the reaffirmation of the energy that not only touched her, but also touched me.
Right.
What I got about that experience is amazing. So that's what I wanted to express here, is that now that I have a stronger relationship with oracles and with my intuition too, I can actually get more. I can see how rich it can be with all the other things and informations that are coming to create more value to the first message that we got.
Right.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
And I think
amazing.
with a deck like the Angel Wisdom, which is, I use the Angel Wisdom Tarot to introduce myself to a lot of the archangels. I was wanting to develop those relationships. So you actually can be, along with this, developing relationships with these higher beings. And it worked for me, it worked like a charm. Oh, Nikki's here. Hi, Nikki. Wonderful to see you too. So maybe I should go ahead and draw
please.
our first card.
I'm curious.
So I'm going to draw from the major arcana and of the Angel Wisdom Tarot and see what we get. I have to shuffle. And as I shuffle, I'm focusing on what our intention is, from which I mentioned before. So we're connecting with something of value for us today, taking into consideration that we're all part of the circle and that we're also entering the month of September and the change of seasons that are coming soon. So here we go. Well, this is interesting. So the card that we got is number 11 in the major arcana, which is strength. And the archangel is Ariel, a female archangel. And she's very much connected with the earth, which is really beautiful. So it says personal power and assertiveness portrayed with kindness, compassion that brings about forgiveness, realizing that you're stronger than you know. That's really beautiful. And she's there with a lion.
Yeah. Wow.
Really
so beautiful.
And I can read a little bit from the message in the book too. And as we were mentioning, the message can be different for each one of us. So it's not like every bit of what the message is in the book is for you, but it might be someone else. We'll see. It says, Archangel Ariel, the lioness of God, is very connected to the earth and its animals. She can inspire you to have confidence while still being sensitive to others. This is a card of inner strength. It's power through kindness and compassion through courage. On the one hand, this card would have you know that you're stronger than you realize, and you have the ability to conquer any challenges you're experiencing. You should have more faith and trust in yourself. On the other hand, it asks that you handle issues with other people with a soft touch and kind words. Taking the tough approach isn't the answer right now. The strength card asks you to look upon your sensitivity as an amazing gift that you can use to navigate through troubled times. If you need to stand up for yourself, then by all means do so. Just couple assertiveness with kindness and dignity. That's really beautiful. And we can make that connection with Archangel Ariel, just asking to be surrounded by some of her vibration, some of her light, and feel that strength, the lioness, and feel what that means for you at this time. It's interesting. It is still summer, and I think it is a time when we feel strongest. We're most externalized, and it probably is a good time for us to be able to integrate that we have this strength and we can draw on it as we move through into the seasons that are more internalized too.
Wow. For me, that card today was perfect. Actually, I think, yeah, like, we actually, some weeks ago, we're talking about the Lionsgate, it's like, it's there, the information, the energy. And in my personal experience, that power of the lion, actually in my Buddhist practice, we have that term of chanting out like a lion, and means like this power, bringing that power that we have inside, the light of the Buddha. So actually it's like reaffirming me a lot of the energy that I have been feeling, that I actually want to be surrounded with for what I'm experiencing right now. And that part of the compassion, and knowing that being sensible is one of my weapons instead of my weakness, that actually for many years maybe I connected with that belief. And every time that I go deeper in that connection with myself, with my higher self, with my legion of other beings that support me, I really feel super powerful, and so strong like a lion. And it's so nice that it's so beautiful. Today, when we were starting today and we were doing those 3 deep breathings, actually I understood that I have a new sentence, could be like maybe a mantra, that is like, I'm learning to be a better human. I think I understood that in this moment of my life, what I need to be integrating more is that part, because we are in ascension and I'm being very connected with other parts and dimensions, parts of myself in other dimensions. But one of the challenges that my health is like letting me to learn is that I need to be more present on being a human being too. So that card, and Archangel Ariel, and the earth, and the power of the lion, is like making that information that I'm sharing with you all more profound, I will say.
Yeah.
So that's my experience with the card today.
Yeah. Yeah, that's beautiful. And I think I've been receiving messages about that too. And it's interesting that she's a female too. We have, well, all the people who have commented so far are females, and most of the people who attend and are around us, healers and that kind of people, are females. And we have a history of almost being expected not to be powerful. And there's a lot of disempowering women energy out there right now in society. So that's what we're receiving. We're receiving that energy of, you should just stay home, and bare feet and
settle
do what the man says. And it's not like that. When we can be powerful. And I think that's the part about being powerful and also kind and gentle. It doesn't mean you have to go around trying to bowl people over. It means that you know that you have the strength within you to move forward on your next step in the journey. And it's very important, I think, at this time of year, because the amount of energy that's going to be coming from the external for us is going to be going, it's on, actually we're past the summer, the summer solstice, and so it's on the way down, and we have to draw on that strength within ourselves. So in preparation for the quieter part of the year, to build that strength. And I think particularly that feminine power.
You say it. I was feeling exactly that. And as I said, I like that confirmation that I received, because right now, more of my work is focused on working with women, because I know that feminine energy of the vision and the creation of this new humankind, this new world, we are essential, and we are more open, actually. So touching women hearts is going to make the impact bigger, and we are going to get faster to those. Actually, it's one of my missions, and I know it's the same as you, the one you have, and we are here wanting to create a more loving and peaceful world.
Right.
And as women, we have that power actually. And I can feel it, and I feel so empowered with this message too, because he's showing me that that feeling is powerful, and we are creating it. We are doing it. And everyone that is here connected, we are doing all of this together.
Right. Right. Yeah.
And we
And
are
that's
so
part of it.
powerful.
Community is part of it. I think the community of spiritual people who are supportive of each other, and then also, of course, the community of divine beings who are supporting us. And I do want to mention too that this doesn't mean that in any way we don't want men to be part of the circle, or that we don't welcome men into the kinds of community that we're in. It just seems right now that women relate more to where we're going. And it is actually where we're going also is actually embracing the divine feminine. And I think it's easier for those of us who are females, but it certainly is a welcome opportunity for everyone equally.
Yeah, thankfully, thanks for bringing that up, because yes, it's important to express that we are not like setting apart anyone here. Is like feels that is the focus, but doesn't mean that they're not welcome.
Right. Right. Yeah. So I'm thinking we were talking about Susan said she loves this message. That's wonderful. We're thinking of looking at the first card here that we have as kind of the foundation of our exploration today. And then from there, coming up with an action plan. Like, okay, so we have this message, and for each of us, it is what it is for us individually. What do we want to do with it? And I think this is it is an important part of working with oracle cards, because you'll get a lot of messages. And if you just keep doing reading every day, you get lots and lots and lots and lots. It's equally important to integrate the message, and I don't do necessarily a different reading every day. And I don't think you do either, Lula, do you?
No, I do.
In fact, I think you've mentioned sometimes it goes, yeah. Wow, this one's really got me. And of course, you can add to it. You can add another card for more clarity, or you can add whatever your intention is for it. But the point is that we can't just keep receiving without having it in any way be reflected within our reality. And so we're going to come up with an action plan, and then draw another card for the potential benefit of following the action plan. And my thought was to do the meditation a little early, and we can just imagine being on the path with this message. And it's interesting, and in here it mentions under the strength card, excuse me, mentioned Ariel, and then that Radley Valentine sees her somewhat as almost like she's the female version of Archangel Michael, although she is not his twin, but they have a similar vibration. So I'm thinking of including both of them in this meditation.
Beautiful.
So anything you want to add before we start the meditation, Lula?
No, I think there's a lot already there for us. So I'm actually curious to allow things to present.
Yeah. And Susan commented again, she loves the message of combining assertiveness and kindness. And that is, I think, kind of the essence of it, is how do we do that? And how, excuse me, how does that relate to where we are now? So we can start, as usual. If you're in a place where you can close your eyes, that would be wonderful. If not, maybe later. And we always start with breathing again. And to me, it's every experience, we deserve the best possible experience, always. So my thought, as I mentioned before, is if you're breathing in love and light, breathe in the most amazing love and light for you, whatever that is. So we start by breathing that love and light, taking just beautiful, nurturing breaths. And as we exhale, releasing anything that is not serving us right now, so we can be more present in the moment. Just continuing to take those nice breaths. You can send that love and light anywhere in your body where you notice it needs love or where you feel tension. And of course, allowing it to radiate out all around you, filling your whole ball of light, that's your energy field, with love and light. And asking with your intention for any energy that is not your own within your space, ask it to go back where it came from with your intention, which it needs to do. And at this point, we can also invite in Archangel Michael, who is great at helping us to send away energy that is not conducive to our best. So I want to invite in Archangel Michael to join us. And you might feel the strength of his energy, often perceived as an amazing electric blue light. So you can surround yourself with it and just ask him to support you in sending off any energy that is not conducive to the person you are and want to be and where you're going. And as you do that, you might sense energy dissipating, which what that does is allows you to bring more of your own energy in. And also bring back, which we can do as the second part of this, bring back any energy of your own that you've left in other times, other places, with other people. Just bring all of your energy back to yourself in this moment. And for some reason, Archangel Michael wants me to say that he's very grateful for people like us, that it's not necessary to have a huge group of people to make a difference. The world was created by a small group of higher beings. It wasn't created by billions. It was created by a small number of beings who focused on the reality that was intended by our Creator. So we can return to that together with our intention. And to me, that makes me feel stronger, actually, just that idea that we don't have to be the majority to make a difference, because the light is so much stronger. And if we can embrace the strength that is here for us, it has a lot of power in it. So with that, I also want to invite in, of course, Archangel Ariel, the feminine lioness. Lioness, and she's more nature colors. So you can just imagine all that beautiful energy of nature surrounding you. And of course, nature has its divinity too. And we co-create with nature. So what we put out, which becomes our reality, what we put out to nature is what nature creates, unfortunately, sometimes. So what we can do is put out love to nature and receive the love from nature and from Archangel Ariel. And with those two beings around us, I often imagine we have this now masculine and feminine, divine masculine, divine feminine. And the divine masculine, you can imagine to your right, and the divine feminine to your left. The right side of the body representing the strength of the left brain, the logical doing part of us, rational and the left side of the body representing the more feminine aspects of us from the right brain. So together we can breathe in more light and just imagine becoming so light now that you begin to rise up. And we're going to rise up to a mystical spiritual path in the higher realms. So this is your spiritual path that you're going to, and it is one that is in the higher realm, which means it's beyond, outside of the mass consciousness thought forms that tend to drag us down, tend to pull at us. So it's your path of what you really came here for, your divine purpose for embracing and manifesting your divine gifts, bringing Philip, I don't know how Philip got in this, bringing spirit. That's my husband's name. He's not with us right now. Maybe he is. Bringing spirit into form. So just imagine yourself on that beautiful mystical path with your future stretched out before you, your past behind you. And you're walking now with the support. You're not alone. You have Michael on your right side and Ariel on your left side. You can feel their supportive energy and strength. And you might want to just take a moment right now to focus on what that means to you, to have more strength than maybe you imagined you have, than you ever imagined you have, for whatever reason. There's no limitation by gender, by age, by size, by education. Your spirit is strong. And what does that look like? What does your future look like when you embrace that strength? With their support and with the support of many others, all the other angels and beings that are up above, and nature spirits are all around you on your path. And with that, what might that stimulate you to do or to be? The action plan doesn't have to be doing. There's a lot of masculine doing. Sometimes it's being. The strength of being, of opening to being yourself, of learning more about something. And it may be a combination, but just in your mind, imagine what maybe you could say your purpose, your divine gifts are calling you to explore now with this in mind. And as an example, Lula, would you like to share what you're noticing on your path?
Sure, Jane. Thank you. I love actually what you said, that is not only in the doing that action plan, because as I mentioned, some of the things that I'm integrating and getting to like understand is that this is a moment for me to be a better human, like understand how to integrate a part of myself, because looks like I still have some parts that need to feel more comfortable and be integrated. And so what I'm seeing is that power being centered, being on myself, to flow,
Mm-hmm.
to flow, to really be and accept what it is, because in what it is, in what is gonna showing up is where are the opportunities to keep moving, and that's the plan. Actually, the plan will keep, it's a co-creation. So when I integrate, then the next step will show up.
Mm-hmm.
So my invitation is that what I'm doing right now is very oriented on what my inner power and that strength is gonna shine. So I'm in the correct path. But I don't need to have all the answers. It's more like being so authentic and so connected to that, to what it is and what I am, that I will really be in that powerful, unstoppable, and limited potential. It's like I see only like a lot of light, yellow, like an explosion, like creation, like boom, with a lot of determination, like and force, strength. That's actually the image that I'm having, and I have very clear the support in my right side from Archangel Michael, and I see Archangel Ariel there. I actually see the lion, and I am levitating and receiving. Feels good. And feels
Wonderful.
very good.
Yeah. And I feel like I'm in a similar place where I actually feel like I'm at the beginning of a new phase, and I'm not sure what that is. So it is right now, it's about opening to what is wanting to be revealed. And there's some things I'm also learning and exploring. And also as we enter into the quieter phases of the year, many of us are looking at ways of having a strength of being that will carry us through those months. So it feels really good, and I feel so supported.
Yes.
And this is one thing to me about connecting with these archangels and the masters also, as we realize we are loved beyond our capacity really to even receive love.
So true.
We are supported by so many beings of light who want only the best for us. And we can, in a place like this, in a meditation like this, we can integrate that. We can receive that love and that strength, and recognize within the kindness and love that we are receiving how we can better relate to those around us with strength, and also gentleness and kindness. Balancing, and it is a balance of masculine and feminine energies. And now I'm just feeling so grateful to be on this journey.
Yes.
And grateful to them.
A lot of
I
love.
hadn't imagined where we were going today. I wouldn't have imagined it would be this, but this is just so beautiful. So this is a place also you can return to. It's your path. It's always there. We're not aware necessarily that we're on a path all the time, but we can return to it for more guidance and wisdom and focus. And as we start to return, then focus on what your intention is based on what we have gained from this today, from building that strength and the balanced masculine and feminine energy. Then what is your intention for moving forward? Again, it could be an action, it could be a learning, it could be a combination of many, many things. It's what's here for you next. And when we come back, we'll draw another card to receive a potential benefit from that. So we can thank Archangel Michael and thank Archangel Ariel for this beautiful experience. And just allow ourselves to drift down from that mystical path in the higher realms back down into our bodies in this moment. Grounding ourselves, feet on the ground, feeling the strength of Mother Earth receiving us. You guys be quiet. Now breathing in more active energy to bring us back to our normal waking states, and just in perfect time for you. When you're ready, you can open your eyes.
Ooh.
Buddy.
Wow, so beautiful, Jane. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, thank them. They're
Wow,
so,
so powerful.
amazing.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I needed actually to anchor in my heart because there was a lot of energy.
Mhm.
So beautiful. Thank you.
And these are magnificent beings, like almost beyond our comprehension, who are with us and available to support us. Yes, makes my mind is much quieter, just like it feels so good to be in this place.
Absolutely. I'm feeling like I'm in a kind of a high. Being honest. Yeah. And I love
Well,
when
it raises our vibration,
Absolutely.
all of the
Yeah.
things that we did. And
I'm levitating a little bit like I call it being in like in yoga state, you know, after a practice that you feel like bliss, but you are like, yeah, that's how I'm feeling right now. Beautiful.
Mhm.
And I felt when we came like in I felt like we landed on Earth. And then exactly was when the dogs barked. So
Yeah,
they
that was
felt the
interesting.
energy. Yeah, I was like, oh, they felt
Yeah,
it.
we're here on
Yeah.
Earth.
We landed.
Yes, indeed, bud. How sweet it was. He said,
Yeah.
I like that. He came up on my lap in the middle. He said, I love this energy. It's great
Uh-huh.
energy.
Yeah. He's the better I can tell like supervisor of the energy for the circle.
Are you? Yes, you're
Hi,
part of the
buddy.
circle for sure. He's
Beautiful.
here a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, he's the first one in to show up.
So with that, do you want to draw a card for the potential benefits? And you'll have to tell us what the deck is and everything.
Yeah, you know, I was
And a
like,
lot of times we'll combine tarot cards and oracle cards. In this case, we have our theme from the major arcana of the tarot and the angel. Actually, we've got two, two angels. And then we can get an oracle card that enhances it with whatever our intention for that card is.
yes, actually, I set apart two of one was a tarot, the Akashic Tarot, and the other one is the Work Your Light Oracle. And I think I'm gonna go with the Work Your Light Oracle.
Yeah, that's a wonderful one.
Because I'm sensing that that's the way I think I'm feeling it, that is gonna be the better like next step for this. So
Okay.
I invite everyone to actually be open to receive and to allow. Oh, there's already a mess here. I'm shuffling. To be open and to go deeper, I think, because that's what we want to see here, you know, like maybe something else that will help us to go or to get a better or deeper understanding or insight or idea. Oh, so, okay, there's a jumper. So wow.
What does it say? I can't read it.
But
Oh.
it's a woman like levitating, you know, very similar to what I was feeling, and says awakening, energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. Can you believe this? All the words you just mentioned during all the meditation. It's so amazing. And the image, I'm going to show it again before I go deeper with the little book, because in this specific deck is nice because the images are telling a lot already, you know, the colors. So it's like she's there opening, you know, it's like in this position that you are
Open to the
really like,
divine.
yeah, completely. You are surrendered and allowing things to happen. And in my experience is exactly that moment when I take, for example, that uncomfortable decision, when I take that jump and I face my fear, that I really open and awaken and allow things to move, you know? So is that state of being open. So let's keep exploring. And yeah, she is close to the moon and the stars, you see? Like,
yeah.
It's like in the middle of the expansion, in the middle of the cosmos. So let's say what else we can get from this beautiful card. It's the first time that I get this card in this deck, with this deck, so it's very interesting. Sometimes I start getting the same cards again and again for months, and then a new one appeared, and I get so excited because it's new codes. New codes for updating the software. Where is it? Okay, awakening. That must be in the beginning. Looks at I'm not finding the page. Where are you?
I could get out my deck. It's over here.
I'm so excited that I'm not seeing it.
Right. Well, that's this is the one thing with this deck.
Now I see it.
A little challenging because it has 4 different parts and each one.
But I did it. I finally found it. Page 90, if you have your book there. So I keep practicing in my reading. So it says, you are going through a period of awakening. Things are changing between you and at many levels. You are starting to remember ancient truths and discovering more and more about you, who are and why who are you and why you are incarnated. You may find that you are experiencing past life flashbacks, seeing the invincible thread that is woven through all of life, or even feeling Kundalini Shakti rise through your body from the base of your spine. Beautiful. Just to maybe someone is here and doesn't know what Kundalini Shakti means, and is like when you see from the energy and the chakras, one of the Kundalinis that is like one part of seeing the energy through the yoga philosophy.
It's energy.
Sorry, it's energy. So it's moving. That's the reason medicine has the snake as a icon too, is because moves from the base chakra to the top and is moving. So that's the Shakti energy. And goes through the spine, as the card was saying. And
that would provide strength for sure.
Exactly, because it's giving you that anchor through the center, and it's from the base to the like higher levels. The most important thing for this time is not to overthink it and to stay grounded. Look at it. Share your experiences with like-soul people while you consciously integrate them. Journal and pay attention to your dreams. You are remembering and your soul gifts are emerging. During this time of transition and awakening, you may be called to devote yourself to being of service. There are ideas, truths, concepts, books, and creations waiting to be birthed into this world. Stay open to receiving them. Pulling this card may be a sign that you are here to birth one of these creations into the world, or perhaps you are being called to make a shift in your life in order to be of service. Don't think too much about it. Instead, repeat the following work your light activation. And then is the work your light activation. That is like a little mantra that we can use, but I think we don't need it right.
Do you want to read that, or I could read it? I thought
please.
I saw it. I liked it.
Love it. Go ahead, please, Jane.
I surrender to my awakening. I allow the Shakti energy to rise from the base of my spine. I open myself up to the universe using me in a way that delights my mind, body, and spirit.
So beautiful. Where is the card?
It's so beautiful. And that feels for me just perfect too.
Well, I just got an idea, Jane. What if, nice. I'm going to take a picture of the card and I will put it in the comments of the
okay.
recording.
Oh, good.
So people can really see the image and get more value of it.
Wonderful. Yeah, thank you. That'd be great.
Yeah. I just got like, oh yeah, let's multiply the image because it's so profound.
Right.
Oh, what a card, Jane. You know,
I know.
like all the summary.
It also
the
is
things.
the message is so for me it's very perfect because I like I said, I feel like I'm in a new phase, but I don't think I can think my way to what it is. I know I have some understanding of it. I've been given some information about it, but not everything. And I'm being guided to be open and just explore, allow it to emerge.
I feel you. I think I experienced something similar. I as I mentioned, I think I'm in that like I'm opening the door and figuring out my direction or my intention or where's this focus right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I can tell that 2 weeks ago I was very like in similar. I'm still there, you know, because it's not linear.
Yeah, I've been that way for a while too, and I think that's okay.
There's
Susan
no
Carey
rush.
says, "Way of being upgraded." Wow, and birthing a new creation. I mean, that feels so beautiful and so right for the circle too. I think that, yeah,
amazing
beautiful.
how those two cards that are for different like decks, how they come together, and
Right.
I love to that. Actually, I feel called to use this instead of using the same that could happen too, you know, to look for another card from the same that you use, the wisdom of the angels.
Mm-hmm.
But this shows exactly what we were telling at the beginning, you know, and how the synchronicity and because the information is there, is like flowing there, you know,
somewhere.
it's there.
Right.
The cloud in there, I don't know where you want to put it, but it's there. For me, it's there and it's in the highest, I think, because
Yeah, I feel
it's lighter. So it's beautiful to see how it's like downloading it, you know, it's like taking
downloading.
yeah, it's beautiful and how they work, you know. It's
And just as
beautiful.
a note, with the angel wisdom cards, you could have, or we could have drawn the major arcana card and a minor arcana card to start the major arcana, giving us the big picture of the minor arcana, a little more detail, and then come up with your action plan and then draw the third card. So it isn't like there's one way to do this. It's really just your intention. And it is very powerful to draw that major arcana card and then a minor arcana card to follow it, because you might think, well, gee, that's so big. You know, where is it now? If you feel like you need more, you can get it. So, but I really like that. I like the part about coming up with an action plan for whatever it is that the card is eliciting, so that it doesn't just become something, well, last week I had this card, you know. It's kind of like, well, that's nice, and this week I'm doing this other thing.
And now that you say that, like that that you asked me, I used to lately I'm doing my readings for weeks, and what I do is that I use these card holders. These are the two that I picked yesterday.
I have them out too. I know
so
Susan. I was talking to Susan earlier, and she does that too.
So I have my visual reminder, and that's how I actually can go back to them.
Right.
And know, because of course I get excited and maybe I get like so in autopilot that I have the desire to have another reading, and I'm like, wait, There's a
Yeah,
lot
there's
still
more
there.
here. Right.
Exactly. So that brings me back to what I want to do and the speed I want to do things. So yes, is everyone will feel the rhythm. And actually I change. There are moments that maybe I need to do more than a reading in a week because we are moving. So I'm not the same
Right.
being.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
And
not
I will find
whatever it is, it's being in the flow with it. Yeah.
exactly. It's being in the flow, and it's understanding with that actually relationship that we are creating with our decks, with our oracles, is giving us that next step.
Right. So, yeah, it's amazing.
Incredible.
And we're coming towards the end of our time. It went so fast.
Well, because
this was really an amazing circle. I loved it.
Me too.
And that's one of the things about doing what we did with an oracle reading. I had no idea what was going to happen. It's kind of like, oh, we'll see.
On improvisation, yeah.
And it was, and that's the thing with the readings too, where I do the readings and I think, well, I'm going to present this intention, and I don't think that it could possibly, that I could possibly receive anything of value from it. And I'm just always blown away by it. It's like, wow.
I agree.
It worked.
Yeah, it's for me, I will call it magic, you know.
It is. It
can change completely the way I'm seeing and perceiving things in a very small period of time. Actually, can change completely how I'm feeling and seeing things.
Yeah. Susan says this was awesome. Yeah, I agree. I think, and of course, this is the intention with the circle. We are very much at the end of our time, but we do want to send that light out, the love, the light out to the world with our intention of being supporters of the love and light. So if you're here, you probably haven't volunteered on some level to be a source of love and light for the world. And we're very grateful here that you are doing that. And again, it's the best gift you can give yourself too.
I agree.
So I guess we have to end. I almost don't like to. But Loola, would you like to let viewers know how they can connect with you and what's going on in your world?
Of course, Jane. People can connect with me through Facebook, Loola Mora, LOOLA MORL. R-A,
right. Loola Mora.
Loola Mora.
Just like it's on her name there.
Exactly. There's no confusion there. On Instagram, if you are Instagram user, with the same name. Right now, I don't have a web page. Actually, I'm working this way and is working very well. I will love to connect. People can DM me or write in any of my content, something, and I will get in touch. And yes, I mentioned right now I'm focused on helping.
By the way, DM is direct message, I think.
Yeah, sorry.
So
it's
you
like
can use
through
Messenger.
Through Messenger.
Right.
And I will get back. Yeah. Thank you.
If somebody's like, wow, that's interesting.
What does
whatever that DM thing is.
Like, I don't know that app. Yeah, thank you, Jane. Looks like I'm spending a lot of time with youth and I'm forgetting to explain something.
Yeah.
I'm
supposed to know all these things.
Yes, I'm so sorry. Thank you, Jane. And yeah, right now I'm focused on helping women break through any imbalance and connect with their inner power or get their inner power back. That is in summary everything that we have talked today. And right now I'm more focused. I'm creating the container for my group coaching program. I'm gonna start second week of September. And yeah, I'm focused on that, on creating that container of beautiful, powerful women.
Strong,
yeah. Exactly. I'm on that, and yes, I'm. That's happening in my world right now, and it's happening very. A lot of very nice things are being actually co-created by this kind of intention and energy. So I'm still to like integrating and getting a lot of ideas. So that's the reason I'm telling people, please send me a message or write me, because from those connections is where we get great ideas and engagement, and I can actually give a better service and
Right.
learn from
Yeah.
you.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Mhm.
And for Awakenings Institute, we have a free resource kit for light workers, spiritual healers, way showers, and such. I'm just going to give you a tiny URL because our URLs are long on our website, tinyurl.com/spiritual-kit. And again, I want to thank everyone for being with us. It's been such a joy. I also want to mention before we leave, if you want to support the circle, please follow our page at facebook.com/awakenings circle. Share the circle video with your friends to get the word out and bring more love and light to the world. And invite your friends to join you in the circle. That's a way you can have something like after this, there would be lots to talk about, something meaningful to discuss. And the very final thing we do is send love and light out into the week ahead. So you can do that. Just fill your whole week with love and light. And have a wonderful, wonderful week. We'll be back with you next Sunday, same time, same place. Bye for now.